Put another way, it was with the new tongues that Jesus spoke where changes instantly occurred for the better in the lives of the people. So just like Jesus did, we too can speak with new tongues, if you will, to both ourselves and to each other over every single situation. For it will be with the tone and or manner that comes from our new tongues that will aid us in promoting healing or deliverance, if not both. Because nothing is off limits to the power of God. All we need is faith to speak with new tongues, which is the same faith that helps us to calleth those things which be not as though they were, in accordance with Romans 4:17. Well, since what is good for the goose is also good for the gander, as the old saying goes, there is one last thing that has to be said before taking my seat, as concerning those of us who may actually be the one that is in some kind of situation. For it was given to me that whether we are male or female, young or old, saints or sinners, we are also obligated to conduct ourselves accordingly, so as to not make it worse than it already is for the people who are around us, who may already be tiptoeing or walking about on eggshells. Because being in a situation of any kind, whether it involves our health, morality, or our sanity, it never gives us the right to turn into a grouch and mistreat people by either being mean or by talking to them any kind of way that we please. Nor does the situation ever give us the right to go out and to sin either, like the man whom Jesus called slipping, as was spoken of a while back in John 5:1-14. For while just like with those around us, we who are in a situation should also be leading with love during our encounters and interactions with people. Now, it was with this in mind, Pastor Rick, well, the final question that I had to ask during the course of my studies was, when it's all said and done, what is it that we actually get from leading with love and speaking with new tongues, besides to not make it worse than it already is? Especially when some of the situations that we face involve us either mourning, feeling insignificant, being insulted, or discriminated against, as spoken of by Jesus in Matthew 5:1-12. And it again was given to me that for every situation that we encounter, whether it may be ours or someone else's, when we lead with love and speak with new tongues, as spoken of in the scriptural text, which are the new tongues that are consistent with the new man we have put on. In accordance with 2 Corinthians 5:17, Ephesians 4:24, Romans 6:6, and Colossians 3:10, to include verses 12-14. When we speak with new tongues while in our situation, and we lead with love, or better yet, let love lead us, what we receive is the extraordinary power of God's perfect love that has the ability to cast out fear in accordance with 1 John 4:18, because fear has torment, which is a way of making us to think that the situation we are in is God's way of punishing us for some reason when he's not. Moreover, when we speak with new tongues, we as believers are then able to show the world through our words and our actions that we have received the Lord's backing, if you will, in order for us to do so. Because he works with us and confirms the words by the signs that follow, as per Mark 16:20 from the Amplified Bible. In closing, while there are many thoughts and revelations that we can take away from this message, the one in particular that I most certainly don't want us to miss is that no matter the situation or how fragile our state, we will receive the blessings while in our situation that Jesus spoke of during his Sermon on the Mountain in Matthew 5:1-12. That from the King James Bible reads, when he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is our reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. See, it is by us knowing that we are spiritually blessed already in whatever situation we face, well, we should sort of feel like the woman at the well when she left her water pot and went out into the city to tell the men, come see a man which told me all things that ever I did. Is not this the Christ? See, for those of us who are in a situation right now, whether it be of a spiritual, mental, physical, or moral nature, after hearing this message, we should feel empowered like the woman at the well did. Because her encounter with the Lord, while still in the midst of her embarrassing situation, gave her a new lease on life that caused her to speak with new tongues. And it was by her speaking with new tongues where all who heard believed and were saved.